Hello and welcome to Heavenly Album Covers. This is the first episode of a planned 4-episode mini-series concerning free records that I picked up at the Orange County, California record show out in Buena Park, California just this morning, and we are going to zip through these records. I'm going to show these records very quickly, and then possibly at a later date we will pluck out a few of these records and focus in on them and explain these special other records that have been plucked from this big stack in a more careful manner. And here we go. We're going to start with these big box set, super deluxe box sets at the top, teetering here. And so here's episode 1 of the big stack of free records. This is an album called Taboo by Arthur Lyman. Lots of volcanic action going on here. And this is a medium-sized box set. It's called April in Paris, featuring 50 favorite French songs. I love this cover illustration. Next up is an even bigger box set called All-Time Broadway Hit Parade, featuring 120 all-time Broadway hit parade songs. Great cover. And another box set. I'm going to be building muscles as I move these box sets around. This is called Love Letters by Norman Luboff Choir and the Mellocrino strings. And there's a woman there, she's writing a letter, love letter. Next one is a box set I've seen many times before, and I picked this one up. It's gigantic. It's called Mood Music for Listening and Relaxation. It's on the Reader's Digest Deluxe Elite label. There's a nice daisy on the cover. We're going to pick out a few of these albums at a future date and focus on them in depth. Here is another album by the Reader's Digest people. It's called Stardust Memories, and there's a little wagon, a romantic wagon on the cover. This is music for listening and relaxation. This is an album called Greensleeves and 57 Other Favorite Folk Songs by Folk People. And our last box set for now is called Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians, the sweetest music this side of heaven. And this is a Lon Jeans Symphonette album with a couple on the cover. They're cooing and becoming one on the album cover here. And we move to the single albums now. This is featuring comedian Jack Benny on the cover. This is Dennis Day sings Christmas is for the Family. And there's the family. There's Dennis Day here. This is a joyful album cover. Next up, I picked up this free Carpenters album. There they are, Richard and Karen Carpenter. And next is another Christmas album, which resembles this other Christmas album, 18 Christmas Songs, not to be confused with Christmas is for the Family. And I'll move the Carpenters over there too. Next up is a free album I picked up called A Great Light Concert on Halo Records, and it features a bunch of tulips. Tulips were very popular in the 1600s. And finally, we'll end up this first episode of Orange County Record Show Free Records with Honky Tonk Piano by Fingers Mahoney. Not sure why they called him Fingers, but he obviously needed fingers in order to play the piano on the cover of this album. And so thus endeth this first episode why don't you listen to and watch the next episode 2 of free OC Record Show records.